Let me fix that. Actually, I never fixed the thing first, but there, that's close enough. I think that's good. Very good. Welcome to the Complete Simpleton Podcast, episode 16. Which we're with the player that we're learning about here. We're gonna do a recap, yeah?
Yeah.
Recap.
Go ahead.
The recap is on this. Okay, so we're talking about what? We're talking about understanding the idea that everything Hashem does is for the good, and really we're talking about Geula, about redemption, right? Because this is talking about there's the main redemption when this thing will be in the whole world, and there's the personal redemption when you can accomplish it yourself, and then you start, of course, your personal redemption helps cause the final redemption, right? So
big words,
yeah. And so we spoke about
what we're talking about the Geula that basically I'll start from the middle so we can go over the beginning.
Yeah.
We're talking about that when type of Mashiach comes, there will Hashem Echad Shmo Echad. Everything is going to be one.
Right. Hashem,
now, how are you pushing to become closer to it? When you have a recognition that everything, no matter what, is good, even when you feel like it's a judgment, even when you feel it's a rage or a judgment, you need to know within yourself that everything is for your own good. Everything is not for your own good. Everything is good. Right. And this is how you're pushing it up to already bring it closer. You're making the Shekhinah a little bit closer to coming to the Hashem Echad Shmo Echad.
Right, and he's talking, when he says no, he's not just talking about an intellectual no. He's talking about a knowledge that permeates your whole.
It's an inner.
That you really know.
Yeah,
you know,
but you definitely need to start it by an intellectual.
Yeah,
once you need to train your brain until it becomes part of you, and it's part of
when
it becomes one of you.
You know a good mashal for this? No, good mashal for this? A baby, right? A baby, you show him something red. He can't tell you it's red.
Right.
What do you mean? Doesn't see? He doesn't have eyeballs? He has eyeballs. He's seeing it. But it's only after you start training him. This is green. This is red.
Yeah,
mentally, he starts differentiating. Green. Red. These are different. These look different. Right. Then later on in life, he just red is red and green is green, and it's obvious. It's. But it starts.
Can I also give you a mashal?
Yeah. No. Let's go into the mashal.
Army time.
Yeah. Army time, correct.
If it's now 13 o'clock, what time is it?
It's 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. Right? My watch is army time.
Yeah.
But I look at 20, I know it's 8. Like automatically my brain doesn't differentiate between 20 and 8.
20 is 8, yeah.
And it's a deeper, it takes time to get there, but it's
deeper, but it's an intellectual thing.
It's more than intellect. It's
in the beginning it's intellectual.
It's already an instinct. And yes, same thing here. All mashal messiahs, it's need to be a instinct and not an intellectual.
Right, and it starts intellectual but it has to end up being an instinct. Yeah. So what are we talking about? We're talking about the fact that a person has to understand that everything that Hashem does is good. That means all even the things that appear bad on this world are good, right? And how does he do that? He does that by understanding that the Malchus, the kingship of Hashem, this is of holiness.
And can I take it into the next notch? It's not like that you whatever, you got a banker calls you up and you are late on the mortgage 3 months.
No.
Try to think, I probably would have paid somewhere else much more if no, this is good.
Yeah.
Not because whatever. This is good.
It's good.
This is good.
Yeah, Mom is good.
Mom is good.
Right. And this is the thing is how? By seeing Hashem's kingship. And the reason we have now in Golus, in the exile, why do we make 2 blessings? We make a blessing on good, and then we make a blessing on when somebody passes away, Dionysus is a blessing on bad, essentially. We're saying, okay, he's the real judge. And when Mashiach comes, it's not going to be that way. We'll make even on death, we'll make Toivu Meitiv.
Right.
Why? Because now the kingship, meaning all of the control of the world, is basically in the hands of the Goyim.
Yes.
But when Mashiach comes, they're all going to recognize Hashem Echad Shmo Echad, and the kingship will be the hand of Hashem, right? Hashem Melech al Kol Haaretz. Right. And then it's going to be the whole world is going to be in such a state that only good will be seen because everybody will understand Hashem's hand in everything.
Nice. Are we ready for the next stage?
I think so. No. One last thing, and this is Hashem Echad Shmo Echad. Hashem is one. His name is one. His name being Shem Elokim, which is the name of judgment.
Right.
So and Hashem being the name of the name of Rachamim, of mercy. But it's going to be Hashem Echad Shmo Echad because everybody's going to understand that the name is really also him. That there's really no judgment. It's all mamish Hashem's love.
And it says you should know that whatever מבחינת דין, even then you have מבחינת דין, כולה לטובתך מחמת אהבה שהקדוש ברוך הוא אוהב אותך, because God loved you. Because it says, "Es asher yehav Hashem yochiach."
And Hashem as echad, interestingly, is gematria ava, love. So Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem echad is both the Hashem when He's revealing Himself to you in a way that it's easy for us to understand this correct. And the Elokeinu when it seems like to the world right now they think it's something harsh, is really Hashem echad. It's both how Hashem loves you. That's that one thing right there is already such a beautiful like.
I know, and what else? רק אתכם ידעתי מכל משפחות האדמה, על כן אפקוד עליכם עוונותיכם. And only you guys I knew from all the families on the land.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm gonna make sure you pay for your avoidance down there, and everything is for your own.
Also, you know what it's like. Think about it. You're a kid, right? Sometimes we're harsher on our own. Like if we see some kid if you see somebody's kid in the street acting not right, but you're gonna come and tell him what are you doing? No, but your kid, you love him, so you want him to turn out properly. You can say, well, why are you acting like this? This is not the way we act, right? Only your kid you're gonna do this to. And now continuing. Hey,
you better only do it to your kid.
I didn't know you
otherwise you're in trouble. All right.
Okay.
ועוונותיו של אדם הם על עצמותיו. The avarice of a person is embedded to the bone. כמו שכתוב, ותהי עוונותם חקוקה על עצמותם. It says in Yechezkel that the avarice, I
don't like sins, but the transgressions.
This thing, okay.
That's better because sin is like, oh, sin. So he transgressed something.
It's a minor.
A misdemeanor, yeah.
Misdemeanor.
Felony, misdemeanor. Depends which one you did.
Like
That's already right. Yeah. That's just a misdemeanor. We only have misdemeanors.
We have none.
It's a person's sin.
No, because as we said in Torah Aleph, it's impossible to do the bad thing without a good thing in it.
Right. How could it be?
Right?
Yeah.
No, they said that. Whatever.
Anyway. Yeah.
You know, even if a person makes an avera, I don't know about everybody, but I know that a lot of people, even when they make an avera, they think about God. What God would think. Something, you know?
Right.
Even then.
No, I'll give you the proof. I'll give you the proof. If a person has a Jew, not that any Jew would have this, but if a Jew in theory would have a cheeseburger, right? Oh, it's mamish, it's chafe, right? And he drops it. What does he say? Oh God! even in this is God. Fine. So no, but here one time.
כל עבירה יש לה צירוף אותיות, and every עבירה, it's basically a Shem.
Yeah.
It's a name. וכשעבר איזה עבירה, אז זה נחקק צירוף רע על עצמותיו. And when you are going through חס וחלילה cheeseburger, and you didn't drop it on the floor,
right, and you forgot to say, oh God,
or you dropped it on the floor and you slipped on the floor and it fell into your mouth. Yeah,
it's the only way a Jew would do an avera, right?
And you got a engraving on your bone.
Right.
Of a bad צירוף.
Right.
ועל ידי זה מכניס בדיבור של הלאו הזה שעבר בתוך חתומה. And this is through how he gets basically energy, the dibur of this לא יססה that he did, into the tumah. היינו שמכניס בחינת מלכות. Basically you bringing in the concept of מלכות, שהיא בחינת דבר אחד לדור. דבר
like one saying
for generation. הוא מכניס אותה בתוך העקום. הוא basically you empowering the עובדי עבודה זרה. ונויזן להם ממשלו, and you giving them kingdom. למשל, for example, אם עבר על דיבור של עליו, לא יהיה לך. If he have an idol, and he went on the Debre of Seres HaDibros, right? And he did on this love. אזי מחריב הצירוף הטוב של הדיבור, הוא בונה צירוף רע. It's not only that by going and having an idol and worshipping an idol, or whatever, just an example, or doing any love, or any, like, or
whatever. It's
not only you are now having an affair, you actually empower, you're destroying the tip of the castle of the kingdom, and you are actually taking this tip and putting it as foundation,
right,
for the Sitra Achre.
you're actually making a real change. It's not just oh, you did something wrong, not nice, bad boy. It's a matter of just like the whole world is built out of how is the combination of letters of the Torah.
Yeah.
So when you do a mitzvah, let's say you put tefillin on, the mitzvah that's written in the Torah about doing tefillin, you're actually activating that down here below when you put on tefillin, and you're making it right. And of course, it's accomplished things in all the worlds. So the same thing by when we do something that's not supposed to be done. It's not just a matter of don't do it, it's a bad boy. You're actually activating the combination of letters in the bad.
What's the solution for that?
He'll probably
learning Gemara at night. Learning Gemara at night.
That's from before.
The same.
Yeah,
learning Gemara at night. It's the same exact concept.
Right, because then it's the malchus. Right.
Over there is the music.
Right.
You're taking the music.
That's the malchus of the Sitra Achre, of the other side.
Yeah, it's the same concept.
And now you take versus activating the malchus of
ונותן להם ממשלה, למשל, זה מרחיב את בונה צירוף, אוקיי, ונחקק הצירוף הזה על עצמותיו, and it's actually getting engraved in his bones, ונוקם בו, and this engraving is taking revenge with the bones.
Because it doesn't want to be
כמו שכתוב,
this combination of letters didn't want to be a combination of letters for bad.
Right. And it's your body is gonna the letters are gonna your body is gonna revenge you. Maybe the
we'll see.
כמו שכתוב עוונותיכם יטו אלה. Your Venus basically did this.
They bent these, they made these to that side.
וכתיב תמוטט רשע רעה. And it also says that Russia and the badness is going to collapse.
It's like going to die here.
Russia is going to collapse the bad.
Yeah.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
ועל ידי וידוי דברים יוצא מעצמותיו, and through doing וידוי דברים.
Yeah, like you said before, וידוי דברים to a tzaddik helps you do tshuva and reclaim the malchus kedusha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, this is how it's going to unengrave it,
right,
and give you a chance to engrave it again in good, right?
Right.
כמו שכתוב, כל עצמותיי תאמרנה. So basically, it says, all of my bones, if you say דברים,
it's my side. It's like the engraving on the bones. Hashem was like you.
מחריב הבניין והצירוף הרע הוא בונה מהם מלכות הקדושה.
Wow, this was a whole different thing. Call that's my side now.
Yeah.
Right? They call that's my side. That you say that all the bones. All these bones, it's by doing this vidui dvarim.
The point is that call עצמוסי תאמרנו, when you do the vidui dvarim, it's call עצמosy making the תאמרנו, the vidui dvarim, תאמרנו, vidui dvarim.
Right, vidui dvarim. But then it becomes Hashem mikomaycha that the bones are going to say they're going to be turned to Hashem's side, and they're going to destroy the bad building that was built
and creating new malchus.
This unknown thing in it says what is it? Stay avon boinis. Two stones build a house. 3 stones build 2 houses, right? Meaning, or more houses, because you have letters, right? If you take two letters, you have 2 possible, right? So you could put aleph tov or tov aleph. That's the only possibility.
Right.
If you add a 3rd letter, you can put this one, that one, that. You can put it in different directions now.
And it becomes
a city. It becomes binyan. It becomes a city. So this is the same. Talking about the same buildings. Are you making buildings for bad? Or you're making buildings for good?
Yeah.
So you destroy the building that was made by the letters, the bad letters,
and you're creating
that's from the good letters.
Alright. וזה שאמרו חכמינו זיכרונם לברכה, בשעה שהלכו ישראל במדבר, היו עצמותיו של יהודה מגולגלים.
Yeah.
Basically, the Gemara said that when Am Yisrael was crossing the desert,
they
were cruising
across the desert, like Mad Max,
No, even more better.
That had clouds running with them and the fire pillars and
they had the man.
Yeah, I know.
They had the man.
Did everything. They didn't have to do laundry. They washing the thing. They didn't have to buy no clothes, nothing.
Only the young generation didn't.
What?
You know what's
have
the
to wash
right?
the clothes.
So how do you know that the Am Yisrael went Langer Eklach?
No.
So what happened? The clothes grew with the kids, right?
Yeah.
So they went to take the suits from the Mitzrayim to put it on the kids. It was a Langer Eklach, and it grew with them.
So it became a kurzer echo.
No.
No, it became also still a long
It
echo.
stayed a Langer Eklach.
I mean, because it was
The ball became a kotzer echo. But we Hasidim, we like the longer.
the longer echo, yeah.
Anyway, עד שאמר משה, שמע, so
Right, so the bones of Yehuda
was
were rolling.
Yeah. Until Moshe Rabbeinu said, שמע השם כל יהודה. Listen out to the voice of יהודה, שביקש משה מהקדוש ברוך הוא שיזכור ליהודה וידוי שהתוודה. The Eibishter wanted to remind, Moshe wanted to remind the Eibishter, remember, Yehuda did vidui dvurim.
Oh, so that's why listen Hashem, the words of Yehuda,
Yeah.
because that the vidui, the confession that he made should be for a tzaddik. I guess Yaakov was the tzaddik who made the confession.
Right.
That should be should help him.
וכן אבלה. And this is how
Stop rolling.
Yeah. וזה דווקא עצמותיו היו מגולגלים, and its bones specifically were rolling, על שם ותהי עוונותם חקוקה על עצמותם.
Right, because like we said before, it's dafka on the bones that the averis are etched on.
Yes.
Yeah.
ועל ידי הביטוי נתתקנו, ועלו כל אחד על דוכתם. And through the vidui dvurim, they got fixed, and they went up in each one to his own
So
place.
it's proper, meaning back into kedusha, back into
And
holiness.
what is it? ויהודה זה בחינת מלכוס.
Oh.
And Yehuda is basically the Malchus, right? Malchus Beit Yehuda.
Yeah.
רמז, שבחינת מלכות נתעדכן על ידי וידוי דברים. This is a רמז.
It's like an insta.
It's an hint that the concept of the level of kingdomship is getting repaired and reinstated through וידוי דברים.
Which is like we said before, that's how you're a parent. So since, yeah.
וזה נעשה על ידי משה שזכר משה הווידוי. And this is
through
Moshe.
So Moshe was the tzaddik that, in other words, he had the vidui already, right? He had the vidui. What was the problem? The vidui wasn't brought in front of a tzaddik. So when Moshe said it, he acted as the tzaddik to
שזכר משה הווידוי. כי כן צריך שיהיה הווידוי לפני תלמיד חכם, וכל תלמיד חכם הוא מבחינת משה.
Right.
כמו שאמרו, משה שפיקומה.
Right, like we said before.
Yeah.
We said that they would call each other Moshe. They would say, "Oh, well said, Moshe." Right, because every tzaddik comes up and
שזכר
it's
משה הווידוי, and when Moshe remembered the וידוי, נעשה כאילו התוודה עכשיו לפני משה. And basically, by Moshe remembering that he did the vidui,
it was like it was mamish said in front of him.
No, it wasn't. I mean, yeah,
but it wasn't originally said in front of him.
So by him saying the words, oh, remember, he did the vidui, it's like basically like, oh, it was now like he did it in front of a tzaddik.
Which is interesting. There's another case.
Once again, נתעדכן בחינת מלכות, and through that you got the Malchus reinstated, and his Yehuda's bones that is in בחינת Malchus stopped rolling, ונחרב הצירוף הרע שנחקק על עצותיו, and it's got demolished the bad OCS who are embedded on his bones.
It's a very interesting thing. There's a very recent case of this kind of a thing.
Yeah.
There was by Fabrengen, right? The Lubavitcher Rebbe brought up the story of the Miriam Bas Bilga, and then he's what's it called? He darshans on it, and he's melamed schus on Miriam Bas Bilga.
Oh wow!
And like, which is like what it was a surprising sort of thing at the time. Like nobody, like all of a sudden he's like maybe it came the time that a video could be heard of something. And he was Melamed Schus on her. It was like the video he came in, the tzaddik was able to elevate her.
That's amazing.
What?
Who is
This was the Bas Klein who married a Greek, and then she hit the mizbech with a sandal, and she what'd she say? Like she said to the Eibishter, Lucas, wolf,
right,
wolf, you take the karbonis, right? He said basically like you're messing over your people. The kabbanis you take happily, and then look how you allow them to. So anyway, the Rebbe learns out that like look how even when she's so far, she had such a love for the Jewish people that she got angry at the Eibishter that he's accepting their karbanis, and then he allows this to happen to them.
Wow.
But it's an amazing thing. What all of a sudden they happened 2,000 years ago. All of a sudden he's being malamed schus on this story or whatever.
Wow.
You know,
it's an amazing story.
Yeah.
How many years ago? Whatever.
I don't remember what year. Just have to look it up.
Nice.
I wasn't there. I was by
last
Frank.
part
I wasn't
before
by that
we
one.
have to go.
Yeah.
וזה,
Yeah, we still have time. Good.
וזה בחינת החזרת המלכות לשורשה. And this is the concept of bringing back the kingdom into the root of it. כי שורש המלכות הוא אש. Because the root of kingdomship is fire.
Right.
כמו שאמרו חכמינו זיכרונם לברכה. למה טעה נבט שראה שיצא אש מעמתו? Why was the Novat?
Novat, yeah.
He was making a
made a mistake.
made a mistake when he saw that fire came from his ikto? No, from his finger.
Yeah.
From his middle finger, I think. והתורה נקראת אש, שמשם המלכות. The Torah is called fire. That from there is the kingdom. כמו שכתוב, הלא כה דבריי כאש.
Yeah.
How do we know that it's fire?
My words not like fire. That used to say.
וכסיב, מלוכים ימלכו. And it's also said that kings will rule. בעיקר התורה הם התלמידי חכמים. And the main thing of the Torah.
It's the tzaddikim is the, yeah.
כמו שאמרו חכמים, זיכרונם לברכה, כמה טיפשוי דקיימם מקמי ספר תורה, ולא יקיימם מקמי צור דין רבנן.
Oh, how it says that the fools that they keep the Torah, the written Torah,
Yeah.
and they don't keep the like it's a dukim and like these kind of people.
Yeah.
Why fools? Because it's a dikim or malchus and the Torah is malchus. They're the same. The one thing. It's not that this Torah and that Torah. They're really the same Torah.
I have a feeling now he's going to explain because I kind of like got lost here. וזהו, וכל דבר אשר יבוא באש, and this is basically, תעבירו באש, and this is what, everything is going to come through the fire, the Torah is going to come through the fire, the words of God, תעבירו באש, you need to go to the Torah דרבנן, I think.
Yeah.
I think this is basically it, right?
Yeah.
דבר זה, בחינת מלכות, שנמשך בתוך הטומאה, מתוך חמימות היצר.
Right. Fire. It gets drawn down into it gets drawn down into impurity. Right. Why? Because of fire, because the chamimut, the heat, the fire of the
the thing is a concept of malchus that is drawn through the impurity,
right,
from the warmness of the
Yetzirah. It's like we know when we do it usually about a bad thing, right? Especially when we're not just forgetting to do a good thing. When we're actually doing a bad thing, it comes from an excitement, a desire, a fire.
Kemoi nure bayamrom, it says in Kedushin.
Right. Which means like Amram like rebelled against him, but Nura means like a fire.
What was
like
that? Remember the story?
No. What's the story?
There was I think a beautiful girl in his hut, in the hut, and he was about to go to put the ladder up. He got so strong. There was no ladder because I don't remember exactly the details. And he got so strong, he picked up the ladder and started to go up, and then he started screaming, "There's a fire in my house! There's a fire in my house!" So people come and stop him. So
and he meant the fires. He meant this
so now he says basically by saying fire in the house. Basically, this now
that fire you fix with the fire.
Usually when you mean Chamimus Hayetzer, it's more. It means like it's usually more towards the breeze, more stuff when get to the breeze and. Stuff.
Yeah.
So basically,
it has to do with relations between men and women. Usually, is
so Nura by Amram. So how do you pass it by fire? Right. Nura by Amram.
See, this is what it says. This is the origin of you have to fight fire with fire.
Yes. I guess so. תיקונו על ידי אש. You need to fix it through fire. היינו, וידוי דברים לפני תלמיד חכם כנ"ל. You need to do a וידוי דברים.
Right, so you have to do a confession before a tzaddik.
וזה לשון עבירה. And this is the words of Veira.
Why it's called Aveira,
שהצירוף של עבירה.
which means that's why I like using the word transgression, because it sort of means the same thing a little bit. It means you passed over something, yeah.
שהצירוף של עבירה עובר בתוך עצמותיו ועבר אל עבר.
So it's what the
Each עבר is on a...
yeah. So the tzeruf, meaning the that combination of bad letters, goes through his bones from aver to aver. It passes, which is also ovar, over me'ever le'ever. So it passes and goes from limb to limb.
ומצווה לשון התחברות. And a mitzvah, how do you say mitzvah? Congregation.
Mitzvah, it's called the commandment, but it comes from it's
a good deed.
Yeah.
כשעושה, it's coming from a connection.
Right, we know tzavso.
כשעושה חבילות של מצוות, אזי נתחברו שברי עצמותיו, כמו שכתוב, שומר כל עצמותיו.
שומר כל עצמותיו. It would be amazing if I should take every time you come upon one of this to make a little note in the.
It's not.
Please, can you imagine when you come in davening and when you think of Shem Mikal Tzmais, you can.
You remember it's on notes?
Yeah, it's on notes.
Right.
Thank
you guys. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you.
Hopefully next week. I think next week is going to be the last one before Pesach.
Could be.
I have a feeling.
I don't know. Is paid the Yom Tov comes out on Wednesdays or when the Monday?
No, I think
Monday?
Yom Tov is on Monday.
Yes, no, Tuesday, it's Monday night, no?
Yeah.
So Tuesday, Wednesday is Yom Tov.
Yeah, but yeah, we have one more. Yeah, it's 2 more Wednesdays before, but
yeah.